let's try this again. So I'm going to kind of first start off with something that happened back in, what was it, 2001. And this was when I was training for my first Ironman triathlon. And so I would be going to this local swimming pool in Issaquah, Washington. I was living in Snoqualmie Pass at the time. And so I started swimming in the year of 2001, the summer of 2001, and I was super slow. I was able to maybe swim, I don't know, what was it, to a quarter mile, and it took me almost 10 minutes to do it. And so I would go to this local pool, and I would try to share the lane as best I can. Hey, Ryan Bird, thank you for joining in. So I would go to this pool. Sometimes it would be pretty crowded, and over time, people became to kind of get familiar with who I was. Hey, Damila L, thank you for joining in. I am starting off with a little kind of background. One mic key. Yes. So I'm kind of starting off, for those of you just joining in, with a little bit of a background. I'm kind of like when I experienced my first really feeling of redemption. Yes, I'm back. And hopefully satellite reception will be a lot better this time. So kind of going back to this feeling I really experienced of having redemption is Damali. I'll remember that. Damali. Her Majesty. I like that name. Her Majesty. Thank you. Okay, so going back to this feeling where I experienced a good amount of redemption was when I was swimming, training for this Ironman triathlon. And it was a busy evening. And here's the interesting thing. I had a dream a few nights prior to where I was like a dolphin, swimming like a dolphin, super fast. And I kid you not, the following day that I went swimming, I cut down my quarter mile time from like 9.5 minutes down to 7 minutes. I don't know what happened, and I still wondered that myself. So here it is. One night, it's super busy in the pool, and so I end up having to share a lane with this guy. And all along, he thought I was a super slow swimmer, and I was going to be getting in his way. And you know what he said to me once we were done? He was like, "Damn, you're a really fast swimmer. I think that's going to be the last time I ever think anything like that about someone." And that was a feeling of redemption that I just like, see, that's the thing. You just never know what someone's capable of until you actually get to know them. And so I still remember that to this day. He was like, yeah, it's like, he was like being apologetic too. He's like, hey, name. Yes, I got you this time. Name. Yo, name. making sure that I give a shout out to name, because I think he called me out for saying something. You never mentioned my name. Hey, Rachel91. Hey, how's it going? So going back to that feeling of redemption. So I know I was trying to tell a little bit about what's going on in my previous live stream that I did about a half hour ago. Lousy reception. So long story short, there's a couple of videos circulating, one on YouTube, one on TikTok, and I'm being a good sport about it because if anything, it's kind of helping to maybe draw people towards my journey. And I figured that's going to help. I figured this is going to kind of help raise awareness on the issue of loneliness, mental illness, loneliness. And oftentimes people can form misconceptions of someone, especially like, Elser Amd. Sorry if I don't get your guys' pronunciations right, but so it's like Tony Guerrera, Ryan Bird, Sabri. Hey, Sabri. So, like I said, there's a couple of viral videos going around the internet, and it's about a video that I made from 10 years ago, and it was where I'm bouncing on a trampoline, do 7 front flips in a row, and it's interesting because that was a pretty dark time in my life. My middle 30s, I had joined the military. I was stationed in Pensacola, Florida. And here's the thing, guys, before I get any further, if you know of anyone or if any of you out there are wanting to join the military and you're in your 30s, I highly recommend that you go in as an officer. trust me, you don't want to go in enlisted unless it's absolutely positively what you want to do. Go in as an officer, because here's the thing I did. I went in when I was 33 years old, and I was the oldest one in my boot camp division. And because I went in at such an older age, yes, Tosh.0, that's what it was. I was in the Navy for 4 years, so I went in at a much older age. And so here's the thing. People my age were like my superiors. Hey, Joel. Thank you for joining in, Joel. So, like I was saying, most people my age are like my superiors. They're chiefs, master chiefs, senior chiefs, officers. So it's not like I can just be like to my senior chief and be like, "Yo, what's up? You want to grab a cup of coffee with me this weekend, or do you want to head on over and do this 10K race with me?" You can't do it. You can't do things like that because of fraternization. So what happened was, over time, I started developing depression, anxiety, and severe loneliness because I felt really isolated. Because here I am, I can't really be friends with people my age, but then I'm trying to interact. I'm having to kind of keep my social circle to people who are like much younger than I am, and different viewpoints, different stages in life. So I became really isolated, lots of loneliness. And I admit, I was not in my head when I made a lot of my old videos on my old oh yes, shipmate, yes, Pooh the dude. That's what we would call our yeah. So basically, my shipmates would be 10, 15 years younger than I. Well, let me see, 35 minus 18, if I can do my math. So yeah, you're looking at 10, 15 or so years age difference. That's a lot. And yeah, and that's the thing. I kind of, being that I dropped out of high school, I spent most of my time skiing in my 20s. I didn't really get the lingo of what it's like to be interacting in a party scene or going out every weekend and drinking. So I couldn't really feel connected to my shipmates that were 10 to 15 years younger than I was. So I developed a lot of loneliness, chronic depression, anxiety. And I started making blogging videos on my old channel, but I wasn't thinking straight. That's the thing. Susan Smith. Hello, Susan Smith. Thank you for joining in. I served back in 2000, from 2008 to 2012. That's when I served. And I don't regret serving. I got a lot out of the experience. It's just that I kind of probably should have gone in as an officer. And so here I am experiencing these feelings of isolation and so forth. Hey, hit that like button. Interesting username. Hit that like button. That feels awkward saying that. So I'm glad I did join the military. It's just, it's got its pros and cons. And unfortunately, the cons kind of led me to a lot of isolation. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I was when I went into the military, I actually got a waiver to try out for the, Dana Smith. Oh yeah. So I actually had a deviated septum is what happened when I fixed my nose, but, and I don't know if they really did a good job of correcting that, but yes, I actually had a deviated septum. And so going back to what I was saying was, so yes, there is camaraderie, but I think it depends on where you're stationed and who you're attached with. Because I tried to actually go in as a SEAL, but I failed out of the program. But then I went into I decided to become a hospital corpsman, and through a hospital corpsman, you can try out to be a dive medical technician. And a dive medical technician, you get to work with SEALs, the EOD team, Navy divers. And that's where I feel like the strong camaraderie is. And when I got dropped from that program, because during my training program, I was actually starting to make friends with people in my division. Yes, making friends with people in my division, people my age, because it's a really tight-knit community. The Spec Ops community in the military, really tight-knit. It's like everyone's like your brother. It's like you're pretty much dealing with people that will take a bullet for you. That's the kind of brotherhood you expect that you're experiencing. And when I got dropped from the program, that's when everything fell apart. I got dropped. I was like the only person out of some like 65, 70 people to get dropped. That pretty much shattered kind of like any hopes of like, and so from there, it went downhill from there. So, hey, Daniel Britton, Susan Smith, R10, Ashes Music, Pooh the Dude. All right, good to know that you guys are still here with me. So, over time, after failing that program and kind of feeling really isolated, because in a regular duty station, it's hard to really, you just can't go up to your superiors or people that were people my age and be like, hey, how's it going? You want to go to this race this weekend? And I know I've said this before, but I'm pretty certain that I had a couple of officers that were interested in me, but it's, fraternization. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, it's like, I did have a couple of officers that I could tell they were definitely interested in me, but it's like, you just can't. Hey, Mimi ODD. Yes, gotcha, Mimi ODD. So, of course, I just started developing isolation, and I started making blogging videos, and I wasn't in my head. And some of the locations I made my videos, yeah, I could have had better locations. I probably could have gone to this particular trampolining gym and made that video that ended up getting me on Tosh.0. I probably could have done that during a morning session when there was no one there. And that's the thing with these trampoline gyms. I feel like they had their day. When they first came out, people of all ages were going to these places, even people my age. But then over time, they became like, it's like for the kids. And that's the same thing that happened with this trampoline gym that I went to. The first time I went there, almost completely empty. People, there were a few other people there that are probably like in their 20s, maybe lower 30s. But see, that's the thing. I know I made a mistake, and you can't go back. But hey, at the very least, on the flip side, hey, I got to meet Joe Rogan, Doug Stanhope, Daniel Tosh. So, and see, that's the thing. I look back on that episode, and aside from the trampolining video, I laugh at the fact that it's like, it's funny. Like if people actually watch the whole 8-minute video, Dana Smith, yes, keep going. Keep that progress going. I'm glad. I'm happy to know that I'm inspiring people out there to hit the gym or just make progress in life. So going back to what I was saying, yes, I got to meet Daniel Tosh, Joe Rogan. The video, I'll post a link to the YouTube video, and like I said, it's kind of like I'm being apologetic because the context of the trampolining part of the video, people are gonna be like, oh gosh, that guy's a creep, or this or that, and there's a video on TikTok too, but it doesn't show the Tosh.0 portion. It's only the trampolining portion, and a lot of people are supportive, but there's I'd say about 50%. Tony Guerrera, you never fail me, do you? Tony Guerrera, you are the best, Tony. Give Tony a shout out. Yeah, Tony Guerrera, he is. You gotta give that channel some love. I can't say that enough. Oh, Tony, thank you. So what was I? Kind of lost my train of thought there. So. Yeah, trampoline gyms, they used to be fun when actually people of all ages went there. And it was mostly people in their 20s and 30s. When they first came out, it was like the fad. I feel like they were a fad back in the day. But then over time, they started kind of dwindling in popularity, and they became more of like a kids playground. And so, that's what happened to this one gym I went to. And so I'll post a link to the video. Yeah. And like I said, I regret the context of the trampolining video. Like I said, I probably could have done something like that in a different location or out on the beach, but it is what it is. And I did end up on Tosh.0 a second time for, I think it was like, what are they doing now? And that time was actually a better experience because I actually got to interact with the crew. I had lunch with the crew. I got to even talk with Daniel Tosh. And he's actually a completely different person off the screen. So I think the second go around was almost like a redemption from the first time around. And so I mean, I got the experience out of it. I got to meet, and it's interesting that Joe Rogan never mentioned anything about DMT. I'm surprised he didn't be like, what you need, Donnelly, is some DMT. So so it was an interesting. Did they? I think I think all in all, they did pay me. It was like, how much was it? It was like 600 and something. But then I ended up getting per diem. They paid for my meals. They paid for my hotel. I mean, for some people, they'll be like, what? That's all you made? But then at the same time, it's like, I'm used to only making like minimum, with all the jobs I've had throughout my lifetime, I'm pretty much used to making minimum wage or like $1 above minimum wage. So it's like when you can make I know it was over, I think all in all, it totaled out to be over $1,000 or close to $1,000, and not including the hotel stay, the money they gave me for food. So you can't really beat $1,000 when you're used to only making, let's see if I can do my math, like $100, less than $100 a day. So, I mean, yeah, so it was an experience. So it's one of those things that, hey, yeah, the video went viral, but it's from 10 years ago. And so the TikTok version, it's from the same video from 10 years ago, but it's interesting to hear some of the comments, because it was one comment that was like, I see there's a lot of people that obviously don't know, they've never seen Tosh.0. And I kind of like that, because a lot of people are assuming that the video is like recent. And so, yeah, there's been a few harsh comments. I tried to mention this in the previous live stream. Yes, Name, I am back again. Name, I'm back again. So some of the comments, they're a little disturbing. One person was saying, well, you might want to start working on your bow staff skills too. Another guy said, what was it? What prison is this guy in? Asking for a friend. Another user was just creepy, like in all caps. And see, here's the thing. This user, I don't know, it's, the word creep was used quite a bit, but the other thing that was made mention a lot of was my teeth, because I was wearing braces at the time, and being that I was filming that video with like a potato camera, pretty much nowadays that type of footage would be considered being filmed with a potato camera. The lighting made it look like my teeth were all black. Yes, it's funny. It's like the video, and I think because when a video is re-uploaded, you even lose more quality. So it looks like my teeth were like black or tobacco. So a lot of some people on the TikTok video were like commenting, it's like, well, maybe if he brushed his teeth, or it was like, yeah, each front flip is for like 1 year, he hasn't brushed his teeth, or maybe if he fixed his teeth, he would get. So about 30% of the comments were commenting on my teeth. And this is from 10 years ago. So I've kind of had to do some damage control and be like, yo guys, this is from 10 years ago. But I appreciate, because at the same time, people, some of the duets that I've seen are kind of funny. It's like one guy is like, yeah, Donnelly, you go get him, Donnelly. You got him, Donnelly. Go get him, Donnelly. And it's, I really like that video. It's a duet. I think you can do duets on TikTok. So yeah, this one guy was like, 2, 3, 4, you get him, Donnelly. 5, you got it, Donnelly. 6, 7, and he's like, yeah, Donnelly, you get him. So people are supportive, but yeah, it is TikTok. I think TikTok is more geared towards Maria Del Lourdes. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. You are awesome, Maria. Thank you. Give shout out to Maria and her channel. Yeah. And the person that uploaded the video, he had good intentions. I actually got an email from the person that uploaded the video, and his intentions were good. So that's the main thing. If you know who uploaded the video, and if you know their intentions are good, that's what really matters. I think it's Cat just for the day. Thank you, Cat. Another shout out, Cat just for the day. Cat just for the day. Make sure you give that channel some love. You guys are being awesome. Cat for the day. I love that. That's an interesting username. I kind of like that. Cat for the day. Right on. All right. So I think a lot of it's just like, in a way too, it does kind of give me that motivation to be like, because we all have our flaws. none of us are perfect. And if we try to achieve perfection, I can't pronounce that word. Perfection. Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce it right now, but yeah, trying to be someone that's perfect, it's not going to happen. And so I'm just kind of trying to portray to people out there that we all have our flaws. Yeah, perfection. But I think there's a way to perfection. Yeah, I guess that's, I'm trying to add like an ism to it, and maybe there's no such word. So perfection. Hey, David Rubino, thank you for joining in. So what was I saying? So yeah, we all have our flaws. We all are trying to overcome obstacles. And see, that's the thing too. Oftentimes when people think of those that are depressed or anxious or a little bit out of the head, perfectionism. Yes, there we go. Perfectionism. That's perfectionism. I just don't know why that was perfectionism. Thank you, Ryan Bird. Perfectionism. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I've been trying to do for too many years. Is like perfection, like being a people pleaser. Cash Money. Hi, Cash Money. How you doing? So yeah, there's going to be haters, and that's the thing too. They probably watch a video once and it'll be like, all right, watched it, done it, done deal. All right, move on. But it's people just don't real. A lot of people may not realize that was from 10 years ago. And that's, hey, Will Leon, thank you for joining in. Hey, Genty Gibson. Yeah, Genty Gibson, thank you for joining in. So, yeah, it's one of those things that you just kind of have to put aside and just not let it get to you. Because if you do let it get to you too much, that's when it can actually drive you even further into a deeper hole. So, and that's the thing with media. I mean, and I think too, if people see that video, hey, Mixed Adventures, how are you doing? The beach girl. I'm sure we'll probably do another collaboration, in due time. It's no rush, but I'm sure we'll probably, it's only. I'm sure eventually we'll do another collaboration. I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna be overly pushy. Just whenever she's ready, it's kind of gotta let things kind of, go with the flow. So, Damila L. Oh, I think I missed that. Make sure I got that. Oh yeah, Domily. See, I think I got that right. Domily, yes, Domily. Give that channel some love. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Domily. If I'm not pronouncing that right, I apologize, but give that channel some love. Domily. It's like pronounced with an E. It sounds like Donnelly, but pronounced with an M. So I'm guessing that's what it is. Domily. Okay, give that channel some love. Yes. Oh, so what was I going back to? Okay, so maybe people will see that video and then they'll eventually be like, whoa, okay, maybe he's not such a dangerous guy. Maybe, okay. Oh, he likes to go hiking. Okay, so maybe it's kind of like that feeling of redemption. I mean, you got to admit, there's no better feeling than being able to kind of redeem yourself. It's a very powerful emotion, just knowing that what was it? I think I read a comment and I loved it wasn't one of my videos, but it's like the greatest revenge you can have on anyone is success. Now, I know that seems like a harsh word to say revenge, but often when people think of revenge, they think of like physical revenge or verbal revenge. But I think the greatest revenge when it comes to like those doubters that you had in life or people that thought you may not have amounted to anything, the greatest revenge in life is success. Because then it's like, wait a sec, maybe I need to like not be quick to assume that this person's going to amount to nothing. So for instance, let's say I'm walking along and I'm in I see a few homeless people, and you know how there's a stigma to say, oh yeah, they probably drink and they do drugs and they get high, but you never know, because one of those homeless people, or all four of them, you never know, 5-10 years down the line, you could see them super successful and you're thinking to yourself, I can't believe I thought those things. You just never know who you come across in the street. You might think, this guy's a weirdo. This guy's, why is this guy doing this? And then 5-10 years, or even sooner than that, you're like, wait a sec, maybe I should have thought about that soon about that person. So what I'm getting at is you can't judge someone too quick. You don't want to form opinions on people, that quick. So other than that, I did have something yesterday that occurred, and I think I'm going to make a standalone video on this. And after my live stream that I tried to do at Whatcom Falls Park, I think instead I'm just going to do a video, but I'm going to talk about my experience where I had my first technical coding interview. Yes, I actually had my very first coding interview, and I feel like it deserves a video on its own, because I may touch a little bit briefly on it here, but yes, out of how many applications I've filled out since graduating with my master's degree, and to actually what I consider hit second base with a technical interview, coding interview. But I will tell you this, I'm going to make sure that I remember the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. I've got to make sure that I remember them, because I know I'm going to be asked that question again probably, and it sipped my head. It was like polymorphism, abstraction, inheritance, and there's one other one, but I got to make sure I know all 4 of them, because I was like, oh crap, how can I not know this? The 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. And the guy was trying to give me clues. It's like abstraction, polymorph. It's like, okay, well, hey, Chip O from New York. Chip O from New York. Give him some love. Give New York, yes. Give Chip O some love. Thank you, Chip. Hello from Washington. I send positive vibes on your way back to New York. New York. Good old New York. So yeah, I think I'm going to make a standalone video, and I'm going to make sure that when I make that video, I can name off the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. I know 3 of them: polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. Let's see if I can remember the 3rd one. Let's see. No, I'm not going to try, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then they asked me some SQL questions. I think I aced those. It's like the first question they asked me was like, what is a table? It's like, it's pretty much a data stored in, and rows and columns. And I kind of gave more detail than probably what they were expecting, but I kind of wanted to make sure that I really knew my stuff. They also asked me what are the different types of joins? You would think pretty basic, but you'd be surprised considering it was my first technical interview. Yeah, you're going to be nervous. So I'll touch on that when I make my standalone video on that, and just kind of give more details about that. But hey, I finally made it to second base when it comes to looking for a job. But I'm still going for my software development program in the fall. That I'm still doing, because I think that's going to not only give me the interviewing skills, because they actually have a class that's internship preparation and career preparation. And that's probably where they teach you how to answer these technical interview questions and all these different types of things you're going to encounter in an interview process. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm actually applying for jobs in the meantime too, because like I said, if I do get a job, I can always do this program part-time, and by getting a job, I can actually get my own place. And so, yeah, you pretty much know by now how the situation would unfold once I do get a good job. So, yeah, finally had an interview yesterday, so that was kind of exciting. And so, what else? So, aside from that, yeah, I think I wanted to just kind of, I know it's not the most nature or breathtaking views for this live stream, but I tried to do it from Whatcom Falls Park, but I guess people were experiencing too much buffering, and it was just cutting out on me, and it was even getting me frustrated. And it takes a lot to get me frustrated and during an actual live stream, but I mean, it's like it would keep cutting out on me. It's like reconnect, like, okay, this is getting old. So hopefully you guys weren't too bothered by that, but that's kind of why it's like, I better come back here where I'm going to get good reception and actually be able to make a live stream. And if I come back here, you see that fence behind me? So they've actually closed off, because you used to be able to walk. There used to be a gate that you could walk through into that parking lot over there, they've closed that off. So I think what they're trying to get at is they're preparing for when people come back in the fall, and it's going to be a zoo in this apartment complex. So right now you can see the complex here. I mean, it's going to be, I kid you not, it's going to be a zoo, and I have to get ready for that. And so I think what they're doing is they don't want people parking in their parking lot for the businesses. So parking's going to be kind of a pain in the butt when it comes to fall. So I'm probably going to have to do all my activity during the day, make sure I get home before like 3 in the afternoon, because I don't want to be having to park 8 minutes, especially when it's raining and I'm trying to carry my groceries. I don't want to be doing that at the end of the day. So it's going to be, so that's why it's like my two hopes right now are pinned on either getting a job and or completing this software development program, because then once I do that, that's when I think things will really fall into place. So aside from that, I can't really think of much else to say other than, just I'm going to post a link to that video that's on YouTube, and I might post a link. I'll post a link to, because it's funny. You know what's really funny is I feel like in the YouTube, the one that's on YouTube, I feel like Joe Rogan's actually getting more of the hate, the hate in that video. It's like, it seems like, I don't know. It's interesting. I think people are kind of like more targeted, because it was like the Imitation Man show was like the episode. So they did like an Imitation Man show. So I feel like, it's like, I think one comment was like, is that a gut I see on Joe? It's like, oh my God. Or it's like, Joe needs to button up that shirt. It's like, it's sometimes reading through comments, I feel like people will often watch videos just to read through the comments. And so it's like, it's interesting to kind of watch the comments, but let's see if I missed anyone here. All right, see, so I got Dana. So yes, Dana Smith. So yes, I'll be cheering you on tomorrow when you're hitting the gym, Dana Smith. Make sure I get anyone else in here. Chat this for today. Jinta Gibson, Mackie 444, Mr. Cheryl, Dawn to the Moon. All right, I like that. Hazel Gums, thank you for joining in. Just making sure I got. All right, name. Have a good day. If you're not on here, enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure I get everyone else here before I. So I got name, Dana Smith, Hazel, Pooh the Dude, Mo Dixie. Have a great night, name, Rip Carlin. All right, Rip Carlin, good luck on finding that trucking job. Name, Arton Ashes Music. Yes, I mean, even I laugh at that video. Hey, I laugh at a lot of my old videos. Lunar Light. Hey, Lunar Light. Name, I think I got Chip O. Once again, thank you for today. Cap just for a day. Pooh Dude, name, Brev. Susan Smith. All right. They are, but the grace goes I. All right. Susan Smith. I think I got everyone. So, all right. So, I think I got most people here. So, so what was I going to say? Now I'm just kind of like, kind of at a loss for words now. So I think I am going to end it now, because otherwise I'm kind of like run out of things to say, because like I said, I kind of want to make my first interview experience as a standalone. Hey, Liverpool lad. All right. Yeah. So I hope you heard that, Liverpool lad. Shout out to Liverpool lad. I hope you got that. So, all right. So if there's anyone else that I didn't mention, feel free to make a quick mention before I sign off pretty quick. Hey, Mr. Cheryl, thank you. Oh, I like those. Love those emojis. Oh, those emojis. Uros Petvart. Uros Petvov, Uros. I hope I got that. Poo the dude. I know I got you. Poo the dude. But I'm trying to think. Uros, Uroha. The one. I know I can't pronounce. I know. I apologize if I can't pronounce it. But this. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, I apologize. It's like yeah. It's okay. Just letting you know that I got Chad Moore. Hey, Chad Moore. I'm sure there's probably some of you I may have missed from the very beginning. Oh yes, Chad Moore. Hey, now hey there, guys. Be nice, be nice. Okay. Okay. So I think I am gonna. Yeah, cash money. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm kind of losing. I'm kind of losing. I'm kind of at a loss for words now. I think I've said pretty much what I wanted to say. That I'll just kind of wrap up by saying, yeah, we all kind of make mistakes. We all kind of do those things that we did. Like, what was I thinking? Or I could have done better. Or I could have done a different. Just move on, and just know that if you're doing, hey, Mr. Cheryl from Dominican Republic. Hey, Mr. Cheryl. Sarah Peridot. Sarah Peridot. Yeah, you're getting the very tail end of the live stream. Just kind of wrapping things up. Just kind of giving an overall summary of just like mentioning that in life we all do things that we regret, and yeah. So yeah, when I do something stupid, I just say, "Who knows why is that good for?" Hey, Akus. Yeah, Akus. Thank you, Akus. Akus. Yes, Akus. Give that channel some shout out. Hey, Maki444. So, and like I was saying, we all make mistakes. We can all work on improving ourselves. We can't really take back what we did in the past. All we can do is fix ourselves, work on self-improvement, and just kind of carry our best self forward. So aside from that, I think I'm gonna. Mr. Cheryl, POZ. So I'm seeing if I'm getting any last minute. And yeah, and here's the thing too. Once I do get a job, I do want to fix my teeth. I want to fill in, have a gap filled in, and then I'm also going to probably have my teeth re-straightened a little bit. So yes, I mean, I wouldn't say they're ugly, but I do feel like I could improve on my teeth a little bit. So that's one thing I'll do once I get myself an income coming in. Get my teeth done a little bit, straighten them up, just take, and it's good for your health too. It's very good to just make sure that you actually, taking good care of them. Domily, yes. Yeah, the top. So that's one thing. I mean, I wouldn't say, but here's the thing. Hey, Dabby J. So, thank you, Dabby J. Hey, Valren Kedas. Yes, kind of like the trees here. Very, very interesting. So yeah, so it's kind of a nice backdrop. So yeah, like I was saying. Now here's the thing though. In my 20s, before I just thought of something. In my teens and 20s, my teeth were hideous, and I mean, I seriously mean hideous. Bucked teeth, big gaps, crooked, severe overbite. So yes, I mean, they were like, I'm gonna be blunt. My teeth were ugly in my 20s. Yes, they were ugly. Now, and of course, then I had braces in my mid 30s, and then of course, the lighting makes it look like my teeth are all black. But yeah, like I said, I don't think my teeth, they're not like the greatest looking, but I wouldn't say they're not like hideous either. But yes, I wanna fix them up. I want to straighten them out more. I want to fill in a gap that I've got, and just make them look as best as I can. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Genty Gibson, yeah, you are correct. They're not that bad, but it's like it's self-improvement comes in all. Self-improvement comes mentally, spiritually, and physically. So, but yeah, I'm not going to be like, well, oh, I'm not going to like retract myself and be like, well, I'm not going to put myself into isolation just because, I don't have the means to go get my teeth fixed. No, I'm not going to go to that extent. So aside from that, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a cosmetic improvement, and there's a reason why. People of all ages, get their teeth done, whether it's fixing a gap tooth or a missing tooth, or I've hiked with a guy that he's trying to fill, he's missing a couple of teeth, and he's wanting to get them, an implant in. It's like things happen, and we gotta do what we can to make ourselves look presentable and just kind of give ourselves just that little bit of extra boost of confidence. Yeah, so yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so it is expensive. Going to the dentist, it's not cheap. It's out of pocket. I'm probably looking at to be able to fix my teeth and get that gap tooth filled in. It's probably going to run me about $8,000, maybe a little bit more, depending on what kind of if I have any bone damage in the surrounding tooth. If I have bone damage in the surrounding tooth, it's going to probably run me about $10,000. But here's the thing, guys. I am really hopeful that with this software development program and with the internship, the job market for software developers, software engineers is super high in my area, good salaries. So I'm not too worried about it. And two, here's the thing. Personality, I think, comes a long ways over it. And see, that's the thing. There are people that are, one thing that I've got to realize is there are people who are much worse off than I am. People who have burn faces, people who have deformations, and yet a lot of those people are able to go out there and they're like proud. They're proud. They don't let their setbacks, they don't let their deformations. They go out there and they're like living life. So I think you can make up for what you don't have in the looks department with personality. Yeah, it's going to be harder. That's just how it is. It's going to be, a lot harder, but it's not impossible. Because I've seen YouTube videos, I've seen stories of people that are you would think they're like not on the high end of the attractiveness scale, but yet they go out there, they meet people, they're in a relationship. So it's not all of it. Looks may help a little bit. It may get your foot in the door, but it all comes down to who you are as a person. And maybe that's what I got to work on. There's some things I know I got to work on that I haven't quite shared fully yet because they are pretty deep. I do have some issues that are really, really deep, and I just don't feel comfortable sharing them as of yet. And it kind of goes back to some deep-rooted kind of like trust issues. And so I'll eventually share those over time. No, well, see, that's the thing. It's one of those things because here's the thing. It's like I went on the show, but see, that's the thing. It's like the comedy part. That was the fun part, was actually doing. And see, that's the thing. Comedy, when it comes to comedy or going on any comedian show, people are going to go there that's their goal. They want to make people laugh. That's the whole point. So I think what state? Oh, I got a question here. The learning. Let's see. I missed a question here. Someone was asking what state was I in. Oh yeah, Valorant Kedas. I am in Washington State. Washington State. That's where I'm at. So that's the thing. It's like whether you're on a reality show or a TV show, I think if people understand the entire context, then you're good. If people misconstrue or kind of form an opinion based on only tidbits, that's where the issue can come into play. So yeah, it's not so much. It's more. And there's a reason why I took down. Yeah, no worries, no worries, Valorant. That's kind of the point of doing these live streams too, is to be able to kind of answer questions, kind of interact with you guys. Yeah, so It's definitely true. I do have, and there's some stuff that obviously happened to me in my childhood that led to me to develop the depression and anxiety I did later on in life. I mean, let's face it, anything that happens in your childhood is going to have repercussions, even if you don't experience them right away in life. Like, for instance, in my teens and 20s, I was just kind of oblivious. I was just kind of oblivious, I was like, oh, okay, well, it is, it's just like, because I had my ski buddies to hang out with, I had people to hike with, and so in my teens and 20s, and even my early 30s, I was just like, you know, I had that, I wanted to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship, and that's something I've wanted since my early 20s, was to be in a relationship. But I didn't. It didn't like get me. It didn't like get me depressed. Meaning, yeah, it was like, it sucks, I'm alone. But it wasn't like depression, anxiety. It wasn't that kind of thing. What happened in the military was it was chronic. When I failed out of that program, that's when everything fell apart, because I was basically trying to go through that program and succeed. It was like as if I were trying to fill in a void. See, that's what happened. I was trying to fill in an inner void through kind of finding that brotherhood and and being part of a spec ops team, filling in that void. And when I got dropped from the program, it's kind of like, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So fell into a deep depression. And then from then on, feeling isolated from people my age. And so that's when I developed anxiety and depression, was from my middle 30s onward. So like I'm saying, the reason why I probably developed depression and anxiety was, although I developed it in the military, I was probably predisposed to it because of what happened in my childhood. So that's what I'm saying. Things that happen in your childhood can make you more predisposed to developing a mental illness later on in life if you were to experience a particular event, which in my case was failing out of a program and just kind of feeling really isolated during my time in the military. That's what caused me to develop depression, anxiety. So yes, there are some things in childhood that unfortunately predisposed me to develop depression. And I will share those things one day, because they're pretty deep rooted, but I've got to kind of figure those out myself first before I'm able to really fully share them. So that's the thing. That's everything. It's like people, unless it's like truly a chemical brain imbalance, which some people do. Some people have to take medication, pretty much for life, because it truly is a chemical imbalance. But for the most part, I do feel like people who have a more loving childhood environment are going to be less predisposed to developing mental illness. Like, let me give you an example. Say you've got someone that they grew up in and a loving environment is not giving your child toys. It's not driving them places. It's not, it's actually like loving them. If you're a dad, you play ball with them. You take them on hikes with you. You cuddle with them. If you grow up in a really loving environment where you feel loved, that's going to build a super strong foundation. And I mean, so let's say you go off in the military like I did, and you fail out of a program, and you're older, and you find you don't fit in because you had that strong foundation. You already had that strong foundation. You're more likely to be resilient. Yeah, you might still get depressed. You might still feel a little down. You might have some light depression, but you're going to have a stronger foundation to where you're not going to crack. And so having that strong foundation, you're not going to crack. And so you're able to be more resilient. So it's kind of, I know it's difficult it can be difficult to explain, but yes, not receiving that really deep down love earlier, or having a primary caretaker abandon you. Yes, it's going to predispose you to developing a mental illness, or it can predispose you to developing a mental illness later on in life. Like I said, in my 20s and even my lower 30s, I was just kind of like oblivious. It's like, okay, well, yep, I'm going for another bike ride. I'm going to college. And it's like, but yeah, it wasn't until my experience in the military where I started developing chronic depression, anxiety. So, yeah, so the Seattle. So yeah, it's interesting because family history plays a crucial. And it's not to say that my mom doesn't love me. I mean, I know she does, and it's interesting. I think deep down inside, she's trying to make up for what she didn't provide me in my earlier years. So like after she had a quadruple bypass surgery 3 years ago now, and she's a completely different person. I mean, completely different. And so I have the feeling that she's trying to make up for all that she didn't provide me, as a kid. But even though that, the damage from my childhood, it's already kind of been done, but she's trying to make up for that. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate that very much. And it's like, I think she had a near-death experience because, yeah, she's convinced that she went to hell. That's when she was she's convinced that she's actually been in hell. Like she's scared. She wants to be like so good. It's like completely different. She's like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go. I don't want to. So it's like, yeah, my mom's convinced that she's actually been to hell. It's pretty intense. That's probably why she's a completely different person. So that's kind of wanted to share some feelings because I know it's like I'm kind of becoming pretty popular on TikTok, and but the thing on TikTok is people they're only seeing the trampolining part of the video. They're not seeing the Tosh Point Out part. So that people may think, wait a sec, what's this guy doing, hanging around a trampoline gym with a bunch of kids, and yet that was from 10 years ago. So yeah, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, well, no wonder why he's still single, or no wonder why this and that. And it's like, yeah, well, the video's over 10 years. I think it's actually over 10 years old. Yeah, 10 years old. So it's just, I look back at my old videos. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I took down those videos. It's like, what was I thinking? So, I mean, I have them stored on like some of my old, on my older computer and on an external drive. So I kind of like, so I'll even make fun of my older videos. Like I used to call myself like I said, I mentioned this before, but I used to call myself a bodybuilder. I even called myself a power lifter. So here's what I used to make on my old channel while I still got you guys on here. I used to make a lot of videos at the beach. There was like this one ledge that I used to jump up onto and front flip off of. Byron Katie has a good, okay, Byron Katie. I'll keep that in mind. Byron Katie. All right, keep that in mind. What else was I saying? So I used to make videos when I was at Pensacola Beach. I used to make videos and I would go to the natural springs. Florida has a lot of natural springs. They've got like Wacala Springs, Blue Springs. So I used to make videos when I would be out in the springs, just kind of jumping off the rails, jumping off the platform. I think it was Wacala Springs. What else did I do? I made workout videos, flexing videos. What else did I do? Just kind of a bunch of stuff that I would be embarrassed to kind of put on video now, but it's kind of funny to, now if I make, hey there, Angela. Yeah, well, it's some trampoline. If there's any of you out there that are going, hey, Steve L, I'm going to be, I just saw, how's my job search going? Steve L, since you just joined in, I'm going to be making a video talking about my experience with my first coding technical interview that I had yesterday. Yes, my first technical coding interview yesterday. So that's how my job search is going. I'll make a standalone video for that. But going back to the trampoline gyms, any of you out there who have been to those gyms lately? I mean, if any of you out there have been to them, I don't know what they're like because I don't go to them anymore. Because the last I went to one, it was too many kids, and it's like where's everyone that's like close to my age, or at least in their 30s, or maybe even in their upper 20s? Where are they at? So I don't really go to those places anymore. And they opened up a Ninja Warrior gym up here. One of those places where you can actually work on like those Ninja Warrior obstacle courses. And I'm afraid to go to that place because once again, it's probably going to be mostly kids. And so that's kind of, it's one of those things where it's like, it'd be cool to like do a video there at this Ninja Warrior place, but more than likely, it's probably going to be a bunch of little kids, and I don't want to do that. So I've kind of learned from my past videos on my old channel, like, yeah, that's not good. People are going to form negative opinions on you. So maybe now what I probably could do if I wanted to make a video at that gym is maybe like reserve it, maybe like for a private party for people, maybe host an event, like host an event with one of the groups I'm with. That could be an option. So that way I reserve the place, and that way don't have to worry about, any little kids or anything. If I can reserve the place, then I can just have people close to my age. Soccer, yes, soccer. That's a good. Oh, I love soccer, and they don't have any leagues going on up here right now. No sporting leagues up here as of yet. Christopher, amen. You got that right. And yeah, going back to Angela's, if I can scroll back to Angela's comment, because I want to make sure that, yes, I'd like to know, yes. I'd like to know where those places are, or where you can feel welcome. Because trampolining is fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun. Just being able to bounce up and down. You just kind of have that floaty sensation of just kind of like defying gravity. It's like, I don't know. It's just something about trampolining where it's like you get that weightlessness, and just being able to kind of do what you want to do, twist in the air. And maybe that's one thing. Once I get my own place, that's actually something I would probably do. I would actually build a pit. I'd build my own pit, put a trampoline in it, and then have pads surrounding the outsides of it. So that way, if you bounce outside, you wouldn't risk getting too severely injured. So that's probably something I would do. I would have my own trampoline, and I might have something where I have one trampoline here and one trampoline on the other side, so bounce. Yeah, so it's, parkour. I used to hang out with a few people that were into parkour when I was living in Pensacola, Florida, and we would often actually train at this trampoline gym that I made a lot of my videos on my old channel. We actually did our training for parkour at this one gym, and so that was pretty cool. But someone was saying, yeah, I guess another solution is to go with a friend. That always helps too. And what was the other thing? What's the name of that? It used to be a really popular trampolining gym, and I think they went out of business. Sky Sports Trampoline Zone, I think it was called, Sky Sports or something. But yeah, it used to be really popular. It was super popular back in the early 2010s. And I don't know I think they got too many lawsuits, people getting injured. So soccer, football. Yes. Yeah, footballs. I guess in most other parts of the world, it's called football. In Colombia, it's football, football. In Spanish, and that makes sense. You're kicking a ball, right? You're kicking a soccer ball. That makes sense why it should be called I never really understood why they call football, the American football, what they call it. They should call it touchdown ball or something. But so it's like, where'd they come up with the name soccer? It's like, it's football. You're kicking a ball with your foot. What it's like, so that it does make a lot more sense to call it football rather than soccer. But and then it's like American football. I don't know. It's like touchdown. I'm like, what else could you call it? What else could you call it? You can't. Well, what else can you call it? You can't. Hey, Christopher, God bless Christopher. Christopher, give some shout out to Christopher. Give his channel some love. Shout out to Christopher. Give shout out. All right, Christopher, awesome. So what was I going? So now when I look back at some of my old videos, I kind of make fun of them. I'm like, what was I? So for instance, Let's see, Donnelly. Oh, Depeche Mode. My, hey, Leanne Richard. Getting some. I gotta make sure. So Leanne Richard, our Teen Ashes Music. Not Yayo. Thank you for joining it. Not Yayo. Art and Ashes Music. What my favorite album? My favorite album from Depeche Mode. Let me think on that one for a little bit. Surprisingly, I think it's one of the newer albums. I want to say my favorite one is probably I can't think of it. No, I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's the one that's got Personal Jesus on it. I can't think of it though. Personal Jesus. It was one of their more popular ones, but now I can't think of. I'm thinking like the newer ones, like Delta Machine, Playing the Angel. That was somewhat new, and their most recent one that they not Violator. That's the one I'm thinking of. Violator. That's probably my favorite Depeche Mode album. Is Violator. I think my next favorite is probably the last one they came out with, which was back in a few years ago. And then Delta Machine. I kind of like Delta Machine too. What's the other one? There's another one. The one with Beryl. I can't think of it. It's funny. The names of the albums are slipping. Music for the Masses. That's another good one. Music for the Masses. Construction Time Again. Speak and Spell, which I think was their first one. Ultra, yes, Ultra. That's the other one I was thinking of. Yes, do I like music like Queen? I like Queen. I'm guessing that's more like classic rock. I would probably, classic Queen, Jefferson Airplane. What else? Yeah, Spotify. I'll have to figure out how to open Spotify on my phone. What else? Queen, Fleetwood Mac, Pink Floyd, George Thorogood. Now it's like Jethro Tull, Kansas. Let's see, Led Zeppelin. All these, Now Joy Division. Now we're starting to get more into like the 80s stuff. Let's see, 80s stuff. Bauhaus, Bananarama, Shriekback. And then of course you got your heavy metal like Metallica, Iron Maiden. So it's like I have a wide range of music that I like to listen to, but I do kind of find myself I'll get settled into a particular genre for a particular time. Then it's like, okay, I'm getting bored of that. I need to listen to something else. Like right now, I'm listening to some Turtles album. It's a '60s band, the Turtles. And it's like, I think I need to switch the album. It's getting a little Linkin Park. They were good. Linkin Park. Who else? It's funny. It's like, let's see. Yeah, you might have to make me a playlist. You might just have to make me a play. Let's see. Let's see. What other groups are? I'm trying to think of ones. Men at Work. B-52s. Alice in Chains. Pearl Jam, Grunt Truck, Candlebox, Grateful Dead. The Kinks, yes, the Kinks. Slow Dive, the Kink. Well, who else is there? Oh, there's I'm trying to think of Primal Scream. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. I think I have all of their albums, or almost all of their albums. Primal Scream. What's another one? The Doors. Don't have any Madonna. Don't have any Pantera. I'm trying to think what else is there. I know I've got a bunch. Oh no! Oh, here's an interesting fact. I used to snowboard with someone quite frequently, and he claims that he taught Eddie Vedder how to snowboard. I kid you not. I used to snowboard with this guy quite a bit. And his claim was that he actually taught Eddie Vedder how to snowboard. Kim Wilde. Kim Wilde. Isn't that the one, We're the Kids in America? Kim Wilde. I think that's... Okay, awesome. So music, what type of music? Now you got me thinking. I like 80s retro, classic rock, Led Zeppelin, uh, cla- Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, and then you could go from 80s music like Depeche Mode, Aha, Bauhaus, Joy Division. What else is there? Def Leppard. What music do I work out to? I don't really work out to really any kind of music. For some reason, I prefer to just go in there, no headphones, just kind of focus more on the workout itself. That's really how I am. Focus is more just kind of focusing on just kind of myself. So I don't really listen much to music. I'm not too keen on having earphones when I'm at the gym, and I'm not too keen on having that background music playing, because oftentimes it's music that you're really not in the mood for, or sometimes it's hip hop music, and I can't necessarily work out that good to hip hop music. Yeah. How can I not work out to music? Well, if it's music that I want to listen to, that's different. Like if I had my own home gym, yeah, if I don't have my own, if I had my own, now maybe, yeah, so maybe that's something I got to experiment with. If I'm by myself or I'm in yeah, I guess that's a good point. Maybe I do need to try going to the gym with some headphones, especially if I'm by myself, I don't interact with anyone at gym, and then see if I get any more, uh, Anthony Russell, swimming holes. You've got me thinking in there. I can't think of any off the top of my head as far as swimming holes close to the Renton area. There are some up by Snoqualmie Pass, but I don't know the exact location. I might have to do some scouting around up there, because I know there are a few swimming holes up by Snoqualmie Pass, but as far as the Renton area itself, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Yes, big. Let's see, Primal Scream. Going back to music. So maybe I do need to get my set of headphones and just work out to some music and see if that helps with kind of working out any harder. It'll definitely help when I'm on cardio equipment. Cardio equipment, when you're on it for more than a half hour, can get pretty dang boring. Yes, it can get really boring when you're on. Yeah, get some iPods. Yeah, no problem, Anthony. Yeah, sorry I wasn't able to help you out more with knowing of any particular swimming holes, but in Renton area, I'm not too familiar with that area in general. So can you believe that? Only 4 months until 2022. September, wait a sec, well, we're in August, so almost 5 months left. Yeah, so I'll let you know what kind of music I work out to. Yeah, so I got Gasuch listening to podcast instead of music. I don't know. I think I'd probably prefer to listen to music. Yeah, this 2021. Well, it was better than 2020. I will agree that 2020 was kind of a trash year. 2021, it's kind of like the year in transition. It hasn't been. It's been a lot better than last year, but yeah, I'm hoping that 2022 will be a much better year. I'm hoping that things will start falling into place. I'll start kind of getting that self-confidence going, and I'll just, like I said, I'm hoping that I can maybe even do some traveling, and who knows, maybe I can meet some of you guys in person. That'd be pretty cool to do. But yeah, it's got to make the best of it, because yeah, Mumin Mai, agreed. 2020 was poo. That's what it was. It was nothing but poo, 2020. Can't say. Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, 2020. So kind of just, I'm going to try to, Northern California. I've driven through Northern California, but I really haven't done much. 2020, Jinty Gibson, that's funny. 2020 was Poople Point. That's a good one. I like that. That's good. Maybe I need to go. That's a good one. All right. That's really good. White Wedding, Billy Idol. Yes, Billy Idol's a good one. Who else? Who else? What am I saying? Oh, wow. So yeah, music. I'll have to let you guys know what I listen to for music when I do work out. Oh, that would be interesting. How difficult would that be? A party at Poople Point with all of my subscribers. That would be something. That would be. Maybe that's what. Maybe I need to throw a kickback. Maybe I need to do a kickback. When it comes to programming, what do you recommend focusing on? Debugging. That's good. Debugging. Well, debugging, I would say, right now, my focus right now on programming is I'm trying to work on, when it comes to debugging, I'm using Jupyter Notebook and also PyCharm, and it's been a little bit, so I'm a little, because I've kind of been out of it a little bit, but I would really focus more on kind of making sure that each line of code properly runs and really get good with exceptions. Like it's kind of, I have to, I'll get back to you with the hopefully in my next live stream I'll get back to you with a little bit. It's like exceptions. So that way it's like if you run a program and you're not sure if it's going to run completely, you can use exceptions or except, and that way if there's an error in your code, you'll be able to skip that line and it will go down to the next line of code. So yeah, I need to do some reviewing, but like I said, it comes back super quick. Training. How long have I been training? Yes, training. Well, I've been physically active on and so I'm okay. So training, I've been off and on training for several years now. I'm not really training in anything in particular, but I'm just trying to keep myself in shape. Now, if you're referring to training as in like program training, I've been doing that for about a year. And so, yeah, I was getting, I'm getting up there, but like I said, I've been out of it the past couple of months. Now, it doesn't mean I've forgotten everything there is to learn. I mean, all I got to do is sit down a few hours and be like, oh, okay, it comes back super quick. Like for loops, while loops, control flow. I mean, that stuff's all basic to me now. It's just some more like file transferring, more of like the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming, classes and objects, creating like instances of a class and inheritance. So yeah, that stuff I've got to review on. SQL pretty much, I've done that so much that pretty much sticks. That sticks with me almost no matter what, but I am going to get back into doing that and start working on some more advanced query stuff. Probably start combining like triggers and window functions and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward because the fall's coming around. Classes are going to be starting for me. Hey, Blossom 75. Classes are going to be coming up here before I know it. So yeah, it'll be time to get back in the game. What is the best piece of software? So that's the thing. I haven't necessarily developed a piece of software. What I've been doing was more of data analytics. So where I'm using Python and that's the thing. I was using more Python to transfer data from like an Excel spreadsheet more to like a pandas data frame using NumPy, pandas to do calculations, and matplotlib to do my data visualizations. And so that's kind of where my focus was on. But in my degree program that I'm pursuing, it's going to show me a lot of like the front end development, back end development, web applications. It's going to actually show me things really to be a true programmer. So I'll be I will know my stuff after this program. I will know my 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. I'll know how to transfer files, how to write a program to be able to transfer files to a different location, how to write web applications, applications for mobile devices. So it's pretty much gearing me up to be able to just jump right into a job role. So kind of really looking forward to it. And I think they're focusing on Java, but I have to imagine there's got to be a little bit of Python in the program. There is HTML, so there's HTML, Java. There's going to be SQL in the program, and I would have to think there's going to be Python. But if not, I'm going to still continue to work on my Python on the side. So I think it's good to have, because Python I think is probably, I want to say it's one of the more popular coding languages now, because it's especially popular with data science, data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence. So what keeps me motivated? The film classic. What's keeping me motivated? Well, I think what keeps me motivated is the fact that there are people out there who are older than I am, who have it worse off than I am, who have disabilities are worse off than I am, but yet they're able to still go out there and get after it. They go out there and they live life to the fullest. So I think what's keeping me motivated is the fact that, okay, maybe I've made some mistakes in the past. Maybe I've done this, and maybe things didn't go out as planned. So what keeps me motivated is trying to live in the present, but also looking to the future, but not too much to the future. Because it's like some people say, if you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, you're not living in the present. So what keeps me motivated is self-improvement, making progress. That's what motivates me. All right, see if I think I'm getting, live. I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Blossom 75. The film classic. I'm just making sure. Yeah, R10. So, so it's interesting. You can write. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm getting some things about SQL on here. Structured query language. I think that's my favorite thing to work with. I don't know what it is about SQL, but it's like broken English. It's like super broken English. Like, I swear, I need to get myself a webcam, and I just need to do a tutorial, like a tutorial on structured query language. Yes, we need. What's my favorite TV show? My favorite TV show. Cobra Kai. That's one of my favorite shows right now. That's my favorite. Cobra Kai. Yes. Now, Discord. I do have a Discord, and I'm going to go ahead and post a link to it, because I do have a Discord, and it's been pretty inactive. And so here's the thing with Discord. Now, I know I can't be on there all the time, because otherwise I would never get anything done. And so I am going to post a link to the Discord, because I know it's been a while, and it's been really inactive, but I'm going to go ahead and post a link on there, because it's more for you guys to kind of interact with one another. And sure, I'm gonna obviously pop in here and there. I'm not just gonna be like, well, have at it, guys. Go. I'm just saying I can't be on there, all the time. But I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to my Discord, because I do have it on there, and I think it would be a great way to kind of interact with one another. You guys can interact with one another, and who knows? Maybe I need to do a TikTok video where I plan to throw a kickback party. But not the kickback party where we start destroying things, but like a kickback party on Poo-Poo Point. I think if I were to throw a kickback party, I think Poo-Poo Point is a location. Good old Poo-Poo Point. I think that would be a good location. Cobra Kai never dies. Yes, Cobra Kai. I'm waiting for season 4 to come out. They need to hurry up and come up with season 4, Cobra Kai. Those were some of my favorite movies too. The Karate Kid, part 1, 2, and 3. However, I do think they should have probably made the Karate Kid part 2 should have probably been part 3, because that was like a fight to the death. I mean, part 3 was just another tournament fight, but part 2 was like a fight to the death. Yeah, so Yes. So let me see if let's see if I got any other questions on here. Oh, all right. See, I got Leslie Calvert. All right. Thank you for joining in. Leslie, cool. Leslie Calvert, Crubber, yeah, Valerie, Moomin Mai. Oh, your shift. Ooh, it looks all. Hey, your shift ends in what? 18 minutes now. Art and Ashes music. Well, yeah. So counting down the minutes. Oh, I met Kumpus Johansson. Yeah, Kumpus Johansson. My ethnicity is Hispanic. I'm half Colombian actually, so I probably have an accent because I got it from my mom. She's Colombian, so that's my ethnicity is Colombian, and I think on my dad's side there's Italian, and I think a little bit of German on my dad's side. But I would say I'm pretty much half Hispanic, half Caucasian. So I'm kind of I'm a mixture. So it's an interesting. So that's probably why I have an accent. Oh yeah, Jan Lady Zowski. So let me speak a little for Jan. I'm going to speak a little bit in Spanish. So what I'm going to be saying in Spanish. Now let me go ahead and try to speak in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo está todos ustedes? Gracias por los bienvenidos en la extrema libra. Me gusta mucho porque ustedes te quiero muchos aquí por mis sí, entonces me gusta mucho cuando hacemos el videos para the libre streamers. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to speak to where I'm thanking you guys for joining in. I like doing the live streams. Let's see if I can do Spanish. So if I say like, estoy, estoy un poquito entrenando para trotar y posiblemente voy al gimnasio para trabajo con los pesos. So what I was saying is I might go to the gym a little later on to do some weights, and I might go for a little run later on. But yes, my Spanish, it's not fluent. It's kind of like I've got an accent when I speak English, and I've got an accent when I speak Spanish. So it's kind of like I'm missing. it's it's one of those things that I don't know about to try to make a live stream. I don't know. Could I make a live stream all in Spanish? Probably not. Okay, see if I'm missing anyone here. See if I'm missing anyone here. Chigur. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Chigura. Yeah, white Spanish. It's white Spanish. China baby. Mimana Khalid. Mimana Khalid. Thank you, Mimana. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anyone here. Krampus, Angela, Blossom 75. Yes, you got that right. All right. I think I got everyone here. So, can't believe this is going on for 83 minutes. Maybe I need to start doing my own podcast. I don't know. 83 minutes. That's a long time. Huh. But it's not, surprisingly, it's not the longest one I've done. It's not the longest live stream I've done. I think I did a live stream that was almost 2 hours once, and I think that was a couple months ago. Not that I'm trying to make this into the longest live stream ever, but that's, yeah. Yeah, Sam Miller. Yeah, I know. I admit, I have to work on my Spanish. I definitely want to work on my Spanish, especially the pronunciation and the verbs. I want to be able to know, like, when to say, for instance, how would I say, like, today I worked hard, or I've been working hard, or I work tomorrow, or I have worked there before. That's where it becomes more challenging. Or where do you live? Or I have lived here, or I used to live. maybe try talking in Python. Jeez. Oh, that's talking in jeez. Oh, geez. That'd be okay. So like for X in so like I would be like, okay, so like let's say I've got a list. Let's say I've got a range of, so talking in Python. What would that look like? Okay, so let's say I've got a range of numbers from 1 to 100. So for X and range 0 to 101, if X is divisible by 5 and X is divisible by 3, print fizzbuzz. If X is divisible by 5, print buzz. So that would be actually kind of hard to talk in Python, but that could, in a technical interview, they're not going to necessarily have you talk in Python, but you would have to be able to explain like how to solve a problem. Like they might say like, how do you write a program to do the Fibonacci sequence, or how do you do a program to how would you create a dictionary, or how would you iterate over an array? So they might ask you, and you're not going to be able to code, you're going to have to be able to write it out on paper or explain to it in words. So that's what you would have to be able to do, and that it's harder than what you think. It's one thing to be able to type it on a computer, but to be able to actually explain it without having the computer highlight your syntax or being able to see if it runs, you got to be able to. So they might say like, okay, so how do you create a dictionary? And it'd be like, okay, well, I have to use a dictionary function. I have to assign I have to assign a value to each key, separated by a colon, by a comma. So you're creating like an unordered pair of objects within these curly braces. So it gets kind of complex. Or like they might ask you, like what's the difference between a list and an array? So something like that would be like, well, an array can only have one type of one particular data type, whereas a list, you can have different types of data types. You can have floats, you can have integers, you can have strings in a list, but in an array you can typically only have one data type. Like you've got to either have all numbers or all floating points or all strings. Or in SQL they might ask you what's the difference between delete versus truncate, and then you'd have to be able to explain, well, one's a data definition language, one's using data definition language, one's using data manipulation. So yeah, it can get pretty interesting when you go to a technical interview, because you're not going to be able to just sit there and type. So that's kind of where you want to know your terminology. They want to see that you know what you're doing, that you can at least be like, okay, this guy is not a complete, he's not a complete dummy when it comes to programming. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to weed out those who don't really know their programming. So and like I said, I got to make sure that next time I know the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming. I know 3 of them, but I can't get that 4th one. It's frustrating. It's like abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance. But there's one more to the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming, and I'm sure it'll probably come back to me. But okay, and then you got you got different, and then of course you got an object-oriented programming. It's like you got your classes, and then the classes like the blueprint, and then you've got your subclasses, and you can create an object. It's like an object is an instance of a particular class. It's like, and then you've got like the init, meaning like you're initiating an instance. It's encapsulation. Encapsulation. That's the one I was missing. Encapsulation. Java is good for learning. Yep, and that's what I'm going to be learning this fall. My first computer science class is going to be on Java. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to make sure I kind of get a head start on that. So yeah, I'm going to definitely be learning some Java, and I'm sure I'm going to remember that. So let's see if I can name all 4 now. Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Now if only I knew that from my interview yesterday. If I had known that from my interview yesterday, well, it's a little late now. Jeez. Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, I almost accidentally ended my video. Oops. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I haven't really done much with object-oriented programming because, like I said, most of programming I've done is mostly for like data analytical purposes, doing for loops, while loops, control flow. Not so much actually writing a software program, which is where I think when you start getting into writing software, that's where I believe object-oriented programming comes into play. So that's probably why I didn't remember the pillars. But I think after this fall quarter, I think I'm going to have pretty much those 4 pillars pretty much memorized and more. Good old object. Yeah, can't believe that. Yeah, so, so it's, I always say, and so here's the thing. And that's the thing, I need to get a webcam from my new computer because my other computer, well, let's just say it had a web camera on it, but it no longer works. So I need to get a webcam for my new computer, and I need to do a live stream where I kind of show you guys some of the stuff I like to do with SQL and why I enjoy it so much. I don't know what it is about that language, but it's like broken English. It's like, so here's like an example of like a select statement. So like, let's say you've got a table of employees, and each column is a certain attribute. So you've got like first name, last name, phone number. You might have their salary. You have the department they work in. So like an example of like how, let's say you want to retrieve information from all employees that have been with the company for over 5 years who make a salary of greater than, say, $75,000. So you would have to write something like select from the table name where salary is greater than 75,000 and length of employment is greater than 5 years, and so that's kind of, it's how and see, you might have to actually explain that in an interview. Like the easiest, most basic query is select star from table name. So like, let's say you've got an employee called employees table. Select star from employees. That's the most basic SQL query. And you'll be surprised. I've seen this in forums. People who are fully employed, actually working as data analysts, even data scientists, I've seen it from managers. They're like, it really bothers me when I've got someone on my team and they don't utilize the power of SQL and they just use a simple select from statement. And I'm just like, it's like, you got to use Excel. It's like, you got to use SQL to your advantage. There's a reason why data is stored in databases. Use it to your advantage. Extract the data through writing a query that's going to give you the data that you need. Don't select every single row and column, or that's going to drive the database administrator. That's going to drive them nuts. And not only that, it's going to slow everything down. So yeah, so it's funny to hear that. Yeah, you got people out there, they don't utilize the power of SQL and they just write overly simplistic queries trying to retrieve the data that they need. But no, you gotta use SQL to your advantage, get the data that you need. And so that way, when you take it to your programming environment, it's already partly cleaned, the data's cleaned up, it's more easier to work with. So that's the power of having to work with SQL, making sure that you're actually retrieving the data that you really need and not just extracting a bunch. Because yeah, if you try to retrieve every single row and column from a table or a database, you're gonna drive the database administrator nuts. Yeah, I can tell my arm is starting to get a little tired. Tired. So let's see if I'm missing any Let's see. All right. It's one of those things that I'm pretty hopeful that my financial situation, as far as employment, and just that struggle. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. Because I'm going to, like I said, I'm starting to kind of get back into it, and come the fall, it is going to be hands down 30, 40 hours, pretty much 40 hours a week, focusing on my programming. Favorite place to eat. So I'm going to, my favorite place to eat, the Kyoto Steakhouse. My favorite place to eat in Bellingham is the Kyoto Steakhouse. Yes, they have seafood, sushi. This is London, England, calling Donnelly. Hey, John B. How you doing? John B. London, England. Hello. Over in London, England. John B. So yeah, Kyoto Steakhouse. I'm going to check out some places in Fairhaven, Bellingham, because I think there's some good places to eat out in there. And there's an oyster bar on Chuckanut Drive that I need to go to, that I need to check out. And I think they've got pretty good food there. John B. Hello, John B. And so any other, I think while I'm at it, I'm going to answer, other question. I think you guys can tell my arm is starting to get Train Spotting as a Denny's K. Have I ever seen a movie Train Spotting? To enter Ginty. No, I have not seen that movie. Let's see. I agree with you, Sarah. Yep, I'm pretty confident there will be a job out there for me soon enough. All right. So any questions from you guys out there? Because like I said, I think when I did that long live stream before, I was behind my computer on my older computer. So yeah, my arm is starting to get a little tired. So any other questions from you guys out there before I wrap this up? So it's only 10 p.m. What time? I don't even know what time it is now. I don't want to risk cutting off the live stream yet. So I'm guessing it's got to be Glasgow, Scotland. Yeah, that looks like a nice area, Scotland. Hey, get to Rog. Good to see you too. Good to see you. Any beaches you can swim in Washington? There are beaches, but as far as swimming, the places to swim pretty much have to keep it to the lakes, Lake Washington, Lake Sammamish. But there's an issue going on with some of the lakes right now with some toxic algae going on in some of our lakes. So I don't know. It's kind of scary. I saw there was a post on Facebook, something about toxic algae in some of our lakes. So I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that. But pretty much when it comes to swimming, Lake Whatcom, I'm actually going to probably go. I might actually take a dip in Lake Whatcom later on. Lake Whatcom, Lake Serene. I like to go up there in Lake Serene. Hey, Georgina Ellis, good to see you too. Let's see, Lake Serene, there's forest fires. There's a lot of forest fires on the eastern side of the state. Sarah, thank you for joining in. I hope you have a good night. Hey there, Jeremy. What supplements to answer Jeremy? I think it was Jeremy's question here. Let's see. To answer Jeremy's question, I do take magnesium. I don't take any weight gainers right now. I'm not taking any protein or weight gain supplements. Mostly what I'm taking now are herbal supplements. Lion's mane, ashwagandha, what's the other one? Turmeric extract. So I'm taking more herbal supplements, not so much what you would consider like weight gain or protein supplements, but more so herbal. Those are the kinds of supplements I'm currently taking. Because I'm trying to cut. I've actually cut. I can actually tell. I've actually cut down a little bit of my belly fat. It's TRT. What is TRT? I need to fill me in. I'm a little lost on these. TRT. What is TRT? Let's see if I get a response here. I don't know what TRT. TRT. Yeah, TRT, and that TRT. Oh, testosterone replacement therapy. Well, first I would have to get tested for that to see if I'm even low on that. Hey there, G Hunter. G Hunter. Hey there. Thank you, G Hunter. Thank you, coming in from Scotland. Thank you, G Hunter. Best wishes here from Bellingham, Washington. Best wish. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm nearing. Yeah. I don't think I necessarily need TRT. I honestly don't think that's what I mean, I appreciate the suggestion, but I doubt but that is interesting. It doesn't hurt to get tested, right? I mean, there are blood tests. I think there are certain liver tests that test for testosterone levels. So, hey, it doesn't hurt to get tested. Why not? I mean, so why not? I mean, it does, hey there, Alex R. Alex. Yeah. Yeah, you got a point there, Alex. I mean, it's possible. I mean, why not? I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? So I might as well get tested for it. I mean, I do have some labs that I've been meaning to get to. So I might say, like, can you guys test for my testosterone levels while you're at it? Hey, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, my gosh, this is going on for quite a while now. It's amazing So I'm kind of on here just in case any of you guys out there have any questions now. Kind of leaving it up to you guys now. Oh yeah, tough. So I'm just kind of on here. Any last minute questions from any of you out there? Because for one, I got to get some lunch, and two, I got to get my workout in for today, and three, my arm is starting to get tired as I keep hitting that X button on this video. All right, any last questions on here? Because I think I've kind of lost some interest. I think I've lost some interest as my viewership is kind of starting to wane a little bit here. So any last questions before I wrap this up? Any? Yeah, a tripod. Yes, I need a tripod. But the thing with the tripod, I don't know, at least with holding my camera, I can kind of show you guys the surrounding scenery. But I can do that with a tripod too. Yeah, a tripod. A tripod. Or a selfie. Nah, a selfie stick's not gonna. Oh, gee. This is. Yeah, yes, and for all of you out there interacting with one another, thank you guys for kind of helping to cheer one another up. Not just for my sake, but I do appreciate seeing the comments that all of you guys out there are giving one another, and just kind of helping support one another. I really like seeing that, and I appreciate that very much. So keep that going. I got something here. Phil, that Bellingham. As you can see, I think I was calling it Bellingham fat when I meant to call it belly fat. But yes, I have cut down. I can actually tell I've cut down on my belly. Like I feel super light. Like, let me see. Oh my gosh, I feel super light. Whew. Oh jeez. Oh mate, Mo. I need to go for a run this afternoon. Whoa, that is interesting. Like after I did that fast, I feel super light. Wow, I feel super light. super light. Huh, that's interesting. Wow. I am 177 pounds right now. How am I doing day to day? Well, day to day, each day, it's a chronic form of depression. So each day, I have like a mild form of a depression each day, and so that's where exercising helps a lot. Especially because like each day, I just kind of have like this kind of like mild, the kind of depressive mood. So that's oftentimes why I like to exercise. Doing these live streaming videos has helped me a lot, kind of get me out there. It's actually helping to improve on my social skills because I have to be able to react to questions you guys may have at the same time, being able to jump back onto the topic I was discussing. Why have a six-pack when you can have a whiskey barrel? That's good. That's a good. Yeah, six-pack versus a whiskey barrel. I mean, yeah. What would score more points? Do you think? Whiskey barrel. That's a good one. Yeah. So recurrent depressive symptoms. So that's the thing. Recurrent, that can be a challenge. And see, that's kind of what I experienced. Like, especially last week, I was in a really dark, kind of really down the dumps last week. And so I think what happened was because I did that 3-week challenge where I was doing a lot of hiking, cycling, and then I just kind of like dropped it, like cold turkey, 3 days of solid rest, no activity. Then I did Poople Point where I did that live stream. Then another 3 days of rest. And I think what happened is it was too abrupt of a change. It's like almost being an antidepressant and then stopping it cold turkey. And I think that stopping that physical activity cold turkey, trying to rest my body, I think that has very similar effect. So with recurrent, when I have recurrent depression, I try to be like, okay, maybe go out there, get some exercise in, focus on my programming, stay away from Facebook and things of that nature. So that's kind of what I do. Yeah, so yeah, too much rest is bad. And I think that's what happened is I was overkill. And so I think next time I do a 3-week challenge, I'm going to like taper off the rest, like do more like, okay, so I do like an 8-hour hike to finish it off. The next day I might do like a 3-hour hike, but nice and easy. That way I'm not like abruptly ending my momentum. So yeah, this week's turning out to be a little bit better. Actually, it's been a lot better compared to last week. But exercise definitely helps. That's what I do to kind of help with the reoccurring depression, the mild depression I experience on a day-to-day basis. That's why I exercise. Mild depression, it's a day-to-day thing, but I help alleviate that with exercise or just kind of going out there, maybe watching a funny TV show. So that's kind of how I help with that. Any other questions? Because I feel like, hello, Clem BBB. Hello there, Clem. Any other questions on there? Because I kind of want to make this, I think I've kind of talked about myself too much. So let's see. Any other questions on here? I'm just kind of, while I wait for any questions to come, I'll just kind of like, just kind of jog back and forth. Might as well get those extra step count in there. I was so bummed though, that for the month of July, I am 5'9.5". I am 5'9.5". I don't know what that is in centimeters, but almost 5'10", but yeah, 5'9.5". So that's 69.5 inches. That's how tall I am. My favorite alcoholic drink. Ooh, that's a good question. No, I don't have an Apple Watch, but my favorite alcohol drink. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, what is it? Margarita? Does that count? Yeah, margarita, or daiquiris, but not the daiquiris with the daiquiris with the alcohol. Yeah, those would probably have to be my favorite. Or hard ciders. Angry Orchard ciders. I like those things. Angry Orchard, the brand Angry Orchard. Oh, jeez. I can't. Margarita. Now, what's this saying that they always go like, liquor before beer, never fear. liquor after beer, never sicker. Have any of you guys heard of that before? Yeah, let's see. Am I getting any? See if I'm getting any. Yeah, it looks like Willie Desmond. Yeah, I think looks like yeah. Yeah. So any last minute questions on here? Any last question? Any? Yeah. Too much. I agree. Too much rest is not good. Yes, I did. Now here's the thing, guys. Now I know I've made a lot of fuss about like the pills and all that. But because I'm kind of like, I want to make sure that my head is in the game. I want to make sure, because I can't be exercising 24/7. I wish I could, but I physically cannot exercise 24 hours a day. And so when it comes to taking my classes, I'm not going to be able to go out there and be like, oh, well, I'm going to go on a 4-hour hike today, 4 days a week. I am going to be strapped, but I'm going to be, obviously I'm going to be focused. I'm going to be mentally stimulated. But I think in my best interest to make sure I don't get distracted is I'm going to be, I've started what's called Cymbalta. I've been on Cymbalta for a little bit now. And like I said, I'm only using it until I get to a point where it's like, I don't need it. You don't want to be reliant on medications. You don't want to, it's only for like temporary. It's not permanent. So really, I think the best approach to when it comes to mental health is first, good talk therapy and an exercise prescription, and then medication as needed. That's the key thing. Medication as needed. And that's the thing. It takes a while for it to kick in. But yeah, I'm very careful. I know my body well enough that if something doesn't seem right, I'll have to reduce the dose. But like I said, it's temporary because when my classes start, I want to be able to be in the game. I don't want to have depression get in the way, and I want to be able to just focus and not be distracted. If say I had a bad weekend on a group hike, or if I'm feeling left out, I don't want to have those feelings interrupting me and holding me back. So it's more so just so I can really hunker down and just really focus on my degree program, because I don't want to be. You'd be surprised. You lose a lot when you're depressed and you start ruminating. You find you waste a lot of time, and I'm talking a lot of time. It's just like it's kind of sad. So yes. So like I said, I'm going to be careful with medication. If I feel anything's off, I might do some research on some natural herbal remedies. Maybe some natural herbal remedies could be just as beneficial, if not more beneficial. So I'm going to do some research onto that too. So see if I'm getting any other questions on here. Live chat. So you need a sugar mama? Jesus, no, I just PT. All right, so yes, spa. I will definitely be really careful with that. But yeah, 30 minutes. And when I do my classes, I'm not just going to be sitting down the whole entire day either. I'm going to break it up into like segments. Like for instance, like you see what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of like walking back and forth, right? Or at least I'm doing it right now. I might just do like little jogging laps, like back and forth like this, just to keep the juices flowing. My birthday is January 8th. January 8th is my birthday. So it's still like I still got a few months left. So you see what I'm doing here? This is something I will be doing to kind of every 30, 40 minutes for like 3 to 5 minutes when I'm doing my classes, because they're online classes. So you just got to keep the juices flowing, keep the blood flowing, and that will help too. And then like maybe once a day. Yes, once a day I'll go for like about a 45-minute hour bike ride, and then hit the gym for like 30 or 45 minutes in the evening. So, all right. So it looks like Jinty Gibson. So it looks like we share the same month for birthdays. And going back to Spa's comment, yeah, that's some scary stuff to be addicted to medication and then be tapered off and then have it affect you in a more negative way. that's, yeah, that's, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that kind of scares me a little bit. Yeah, I think too. Yeah, Alex, I think you're right. Once I'm engulfed with school, I'm not gonna have time because I'm not gonna have time to even worry about what's going on, like with all these, these people, the hiking groups and everything. I'm gonna be kind of, keeping, because it's all about that point. It's all about really keeping my wit together and just focusing on my classes. Hey, Josh Beckson. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for joining in. So that's kind of what I feel like. I'm going to be in. Yeah, you're right, Alex. I'm going to be engulfed in my classes, and that's kind of what I'm starting to do now. Is I'm starting to kind of re-immerse myself into my coding, back into my coding, to kind of help take my mind off. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Spa, for kind of giving me some insights onto that, because I'm going to keep that in mind, and I think I'm going to do some research on some natural remedies, because I know there's like some natural remedies that can help with depression, anxiety, and if I can use those instead, I think that would be better off. Because like I said, I think once I'm engulfed with classes, oh, Angela, yes, that's sweet of you. That's sweet. That's so sweet of you, Angela. Thank you. I like to say that's what makes me feel good. That's like, and just being able to interact with all of you guys. Thank you, Angela. That is so sweet of you to say that of me. Thank you. And so that's the thing. I think what's going to happen when I start getting myself back into my routine, I'll do like 30 to 40 minutes of programming, studying, and then I'll do like I said, what you see me doing on here, quick little laps back and forth for 3 to 5 minutes. So Tierra Mendez, any tips for anxiety? So anxiety, what I found helps, deep breathing. Just kind of like, focus, like make sure that you're breathing in through your nose, and like slow, controlled breathing. Kind of relax yourself and just kind of clear your mind. See if you can find what's making you anxious, and just kind of clear your mind. Deep breathing. I'm not an expert on breathing techniques, but just kind of, deep, nice, deep breath. Just kind of focus on your breathing, kind of get that heart rate control a little bit. And then if you can, just kind of just start meandering around. Just kind of like what you see me doing, just kind of like nice and easy. Kind of get the blood flowing a little bit. And I find that oftentimes before a group, some of my best group hikes have been when I've already been exercising and I've already got that endorphin rush. So I find that helps a lot with anxiety too. Let's see if I'm missing anyone else in here. Yeah, knockout. Oh yeah, Alex R. Yeah, you got that right. Push-ups, sit-ups. Another one that I like to do is leg raises, planks. So yeah, there's all different. It's amazing how much exercise you can actually. Yes, I got some. Yeah, El Halho, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. I'll keep that in mind. The Power of Now. Letting you know I got that. Yeah, so let's see, what was I saying? So going back to, I think making sure I go back to, so going back to Alex's suggestion, push-ups. So say I'm doing 6 to 8 hours of studying, and I take a break every 30 to 40 minutes. Well, that's, if you divide that, say if I do 5 minutes, you've just got yourself about an hour worth of exercising in there. And so that just shows that you can get a decent amount of exercising if you actually take the time to break it up and give yourself a little break. So there are ways to really kind of to really get that exercise in there, to kind of engulf yourself. Because right now I think I've been focusing too much on the group hikes. And let's face it, large groups are going to have their social dynamics. You're going to have the cool people, it's kind of like high school. Whenever it's kind of like you have your cool people, the people that people are going to generally gravitate towards, and there's 4 or 5 people that people always seem to gravitate towards. And so I'm not going to go too much into that, but yeah, so bicep curls. Well, that's the other thing too. I could probably take my computer to the gym. If I'm going for like a late night workout, take my computer with me and just do like a couple exercises. Because especially when it comes to coding, sometimes when it comes to coding, you got to make sure that you really take a break to keep your mind clear. Because if you just go at it and don't take any breaks, yeah, it's just it can kind of you get your mind all foggy, and it doesn't help for clarity. So all right, so I think am I missing any? All right, Genty Gibson. Well, it was great having you joining in. Yeah, I think I'm going to be signing up pretty quick here to myself because I'm starting to get a little bit. I can tell my voice is starting to get a little bit dry, and just my arms are getting tired, and just kind of like I'm also running out of things to say. Not necessarily running out of things to say, but yeah. Thank you for joining in, Genty or Gint. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Genty Gibson. Well, hope you have a good day wherever you're maybe at. I'll see you in the next live stream. So, nothing's perfect. Hey there, nothing's perfect. I'm going good. I'm doing okay, good right now. Thank you for asking. Did I miss anyone else? And something about there was another book. I think I missed, someone left a book on here. Yeah. Have you been? I have been, to answer Blossom 75's question, I have been on antidepressants before, and I did not like the side effects from them. I did not like too many. I felt kind of like when I wake up in the morning, felt a little dizzy, and I just wasn't feeling right with them. So I try to be really in tune with how my body's feeling. So, yeah. Hey there, Brev. Thank you for stopping in. Whoa, holy moly. It is that late already? Whew. Yeah, just mixed adventures. Yes, I'm still here. Domily, I'll see you in the next live stream. Yeah, I think I am going to cut this out at 100. Hey there, Clem BBB. Yeah, I'm going to give it a few more minutes, give people a chance to answer any last minute questions. And then I think I'm going to, talking about that, I think my favorite place to get Thai food opens up at 3 o'clock. So that's probably where I'm going to go end up eating. Yeah, John B, thank you for joining in. I'm just going to give you guys a few more minutes if you guys have any last minute questions. Hey there, Johnny Guitar. Thank you for joining in. Any last questions from you guys out there? I think I'll wrap this up at about an hour, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Yeah, I would say if it's 10:30, Guard, 10:30, where you at? Will you do a day in the life video? That would be an interesting. Now, a day in a life video as a live stream or as a standalone video. I could do a standalone video. It would be hard to do a live stream as a day in a life video during a live stream. I don't think I'd have enough battery power. The next live stream. What will be the next live stream? I would plan to make it. I think Friday. I'm going to make it Friday. I think I'm going to make it this Friday. I think it will be about. Let's see. I'm joining in a pod. Yeah. So Johnny. Yeah. So let's see. Friday. I'll let you guys know the time. I'll let you guys know the time that I plan to do it. So yeah, I'll let you guys know what time. But I think Friday will be the next live stream. But I think I am gonna upload a standalone video of my experience of having my first technical coding interview. I just think that this kind of deserves its own kind of video in itself. Yeah, yeah. So Deb Briggs, not good. And so yeah, I'll be doing. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Blossom 75. Yeah, definitely. I don't want to feel awful. I don't want to be feeling worse off than I am now because of medication. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one last minute for you guys out there. Yeah, thank you, Maynard. Thank you for joining in, even if it was towards the end there, Maynard. I'm gonna give this one, maybe 2 more minutes. Any last minute questions here before I close this out because my arm is getting tired. Lovely Thai food, yes. Oh wow. So maybe now it's probably no wonder why Thai food sound. Yes, it's really delicious. Talking about that, oh no, I've had a little bit of milk this morning, so I can't say I've completely fasted, but yeah, Blossom 75. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Keanu Tiemann. Any last? Hey there, name. What's up there, broski? Name. Hey, name. Yes, metacognitive. I have been looking for friends through Facebook groups. It's been a process. Hey, Brev. Thank you for joining in. I'll see you in the next live stream. So the four objects are encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance. Wow. Okay. All right. Hey there, Kate McNeil. Johnny Guitar, data science. It's going there, Johnny Guitar. I'm going to be focusing on software development starting this fall, but data science, it's going to get there. Software engineering, I think that's going to give me a good leg up when it comes to the programming aspects of data science, because a lot of programming and coding involved in machine learning and data science. But it's still going. All right. Any last minute comments there? To John B. Hey there, to Kate McNeil. Hello there, saying hello here from Bellingham. Any last minute questions before I finally sign off? I'll give you guys 3 more minutes, and then I'm signing off at an hour, 2 hours, 10 minutes. So I'll give you guys another 3 minutes. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining in. Love Lena. Thank you. Yes, I am getting milk tea. You better believe I'm getting milk tea. I know, name. I know I was supposed to sign off, but now I'm making it clear that I'm going to end it at 2 hours and 10 minutes. Peace, Squad. John B. Yeah, you never know there, John B. She may very well. All right, guys. 2 minutes and counting before I sign off. Yeah, well, if you don't feel comfortable asking me in a public forum, just ask me through private message. Ask me whatever you feel comfortable asking me. If you feel more comfortable asking me private message or however you want to ask me, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable to ask me anything. But if you feel it's a little too personal, just ask me in person. All right, Blossom 75, love Lena. Thank you for all joining in. I've still got about a minute and a half, so I'm basically saying all my goodbyes because once that 2 hour 10 marker comes, I gotta sign off or I'm never gonna get off on here. Yeah, thank you, John B. Thank you for joining in. So love, Lena. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. All right. Blossom 75, thank you. Oh, I'll be on again. Not today though, but I'll be on again Friday. I'll be on again for sure, live stream on Friday. I'll have to let you guys know the exact time though. So next live stream video is going to be Friday. I'll let you guys know closer to the exact timing of it. And like I said, I'm probably going to try to upload a video on my experience on my coding interview sometime tomorrow or the day after. Hopefully it doesn't take forever to upload. So, talk to you later. But I've got 40 seconds. Hey there, Lukey. Yes, it surely is a high skills job, but there's a lot of reward in that. Good night, Metacognitive, John B. See you Friday. All right, guys, nearing the end here. Finally nearing the end. Yes, I can go carry on with the rest of the day now. Thank you, thank you, Angela. Thank you. All right, 10 more seconds. All right, guys. Well, this is it. Clem BBB. And to all of you out there, later name, be safe. Thank you for joining in. All your awesome support. You guys rock. Keep rocking it. Work on overcoming those obstacles. And let's work together to end loneliness and end the stigma. And just remember, you just never knew what someone can be like. Never judge someone based on first appearances only, because you never know what they could be. So with that, talk to you guys all later, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out.